Okay, so I've had some requests to do a complete overview of my system. All the wires hanging down around the batteries. They're not hooked up to the main bank in any way, they're just extension cords. So, this right there, that's separate. It's those batteries, inverter, charge controller. Solar panels on the roof, 470 watts. And then this, oh, this is my main system. I can run my house for about a week off just the batteries if I'm careful. These are BEA gel batteries. They say they're only 78 amp hours each, but that's at a 10-hour rate of discharge. So at 20 hours, it's close to double. It's something like that. It's quite a bit more. They're well over 100 amp hours if you drain them slower than 10-hour rate. I have 33 of them. They're 120 pounds each. They're sitting at fully charged. Still have power going into them because I am charging, helping to charge those lithium batteries off my main bank because I just used the heater and ran it for a while. And this is my baby. This is my good inverter. This one's never given me problems. I bought this from Battery Experts in Pickering. They gave me a good deal on this. I paid $1,600 for it. This is a beast. It's a Freedom SW3000 made by Antrax. 3,000 watts continuous, 6,000 watts peak for 10 seconds. And I've actually done about 5,000 watts. I didn't realize it, but my wife totally forgot that we were running off-grid. This is the display for the SW3000. I can hook up a generator to this. This charges. This will actually charge my batteries. I think it's at 150 amps or something insane. Like, it's the highest charging rate that I can find online. So my wife forgot we were off-grid. She had 2 slow cookers going. She had the toaster oven going. She was using the central vac. That alone is well over 3,000 watts. And then she used the microwave or something. And then as soon as she did that, I realized that we were using way too much power. And just out of curiosity, I came in here and we were pulling 5,000 or 500 amps from the battery bank through this inverter. 500 amps through 3/0 cable. So yeah, that was ridiculous. And immediately I went inside and told her to stop. Yeah. And this breaker, actually I'm pretty sure this breaker tripped. I can't remember, because this breaker trips after so many amps after a few seconds. But that's my weakest point, is that breaker. But it's also good because I won't be able to wreck this inverter very easily. The output on this inverter has 30 amp breakers, but that's 30 amps, so you have to be pulling 30 amps or more than 30 amps for a long time. So this could easily do like 45 amps for 20 seconds or even longer maybe before it overheats on the inside and pops. They don't work like fuses. But so that's the inverter. That's a really good inverter. Highly recommend it. They have changed owners and manufacturers or something like that. They got bought out or something, I think. Then I got my charge controllers here. These are EP Solar charge controllers. They're all the same charge controller essentially, but that's the updated model. I have and this one I have 500 watts. This one I have 750, and this one I have 750 watts. So 500, 750, 750, and I bought this one a while back. Oh, this won't be used till the new house, but I got another one of these because I got this one for a really good deal. These you can get these really cheap. This is 40 amps, and when I buy something and it says 40 amps, I put 40 amps worth of solar panels on it. If that's between, so at 750 watts, I sometimes see up to 50 amps on this controller, which is fine. It surges to 50, no problem. I've seen up to 59 amps on these two with cloud effect, which was pretty cool to see. They didn't blow. They got a little warm, but I put a couple little computer fans on them, and that seemed to do the trick no problem. This is my Midnight Solar combiner box, breaker box, all that stuff. I got 63 amp solar DC breakers from my solar panel coming in. One for this one for this one, and then I have that cheapy breaker because I gotta get another one of these. I'm actually gonna order that after I'm done making this video. It's a good idea. Yeah, so highly recommend these. I haven't had any problems. Highly recommend this inverter. It's been amazing. These batteries are amazing. I got them super cheap. I did not pay full price for these batteries. Got them extremely cheap. Also, I highly recommend this inverter. This inverter, I've had, like not this one specifically, but I've had one, the same one for a year, and then I went up to my grandparents' cottage and was used to run their cottage for 2 years. And it's done amazing. They've overloaded it a bajillion times. It never breaks. It just shuts down, and then you turn it back on, and you have no problems. I have 2 of those. I have another one right here. I buy them when I see them on Kijiji for about $100. Okay. Everyone's, or a few people are curious about this power jack. I almost never use it. It's a grid tie inverter. I'm not a big fan of them. If you don't have a battery bank, they work okay. They can help save some money. But if you have a battery bank, it's better to just run your own stuff. Because if you have a smart meter like me, my smart meter counts, if I'm putting extra power into the grid on top of what I'm using, it actually counts that against me, and I'm paying to give them power. So this is no good for me. I have used it in the past when I had AC running in the house, and I made sure that I was using more than I was producing. But yeah, so if anybody wants to buy it, sure, I'll sell it. It's 1200 watts. It's already run one. Well, this will say, the screen freezes once in a while, which is a pain in the butt, and then you have to come and like fiddle with it, and then it unfreezes. This says it's only produced 932 kilowatts, where I was using a kilowatt meter, one with a battery, and it said it produced 1.4 kilowatts. So 1,400 kilowatts of power, which is awesome. That's the hours it's been running, but that doesn't count, like that's just hours that the switch has been on. That doesn't count like hours where I've disconnected the solar panels. And yeah, so that's that. I just keep it off. I have it in case I want it. I can flip some breakers and stuff and use it, but I never use it. I'd really rather have a system like this and use the power. This system I like to use only in the summertime, because I don't have close to enough sun in the winter like now. If I deplete these batteries, it would take probably a month of the amount of solar I get this time of year. Would probably take close to a month to charge my batteries. Where in the summertime, it's like 1.5 days of like full sun, 10-hour days, maybe two full days. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, that's my system. I got this Victron battery monitor. I love this thing. I definitely recommend it. It works extremely well. We got 173 watts coming in. Yeah, and just overall, it's a really good unit to have. I bought this controller extra just because this inverter works without it, but it's just an on and off button. That's it. You need to get this controller to do anything. It's really nice because you can go down to its battery type. It's got a power share, so if you plug this into a small generator, it'll only take 5 amps from it. You can set this all the way up to 30 amps if you have a big generator. So that works really well. It works as a pass-through, so it's like a UPS. The generator could be running, feeding your camper, your house, whatever. And if the generator stops, it just flips over the batteries right away. It's uninterrupted. It's really nice. I've used it on my house and it works very good. As you can see, it's 30 Fahrenheit on the battery sensor that's underneath there. Yeah, so that is the solar system as a whole. Two separate systems. A lot of people ask, well, aren't you scared of these outgassing? Well, these don't outgas. These are gel batteries. These aren't caps. They're not removable. These are, they have a seal underneath that only, it makes a pop. You can hear when they're gassing. It goes pop. And that's when it lets just a tiny bit of vapor or whatever it lets out. But that only happens in the middle of summer when the batteries are hot. So they're already sitting in a hot garage, and then they're being charged, and they're fully charged, so they're sitting at a little over 14 volts in a hot garage. You can hear them popping just a little bit. Once in a while it'll be like pop, pop, pop. So I'm not worried about them outgassing at all. You can never even smell it. It gets so little you can't smell anything. It's not like flooded batteries. These are more dangerous just because their battery chemistry is flammable. So these are the ones I'm more careful with. I made sure to buy a fire extinguisher just in case, even though if this caught fire until the energy is gone, there's pretty much nothing that's going to put it out. So we've got 60 watts coming in right now. 1 amp at 60 volts. That's good. It's actually doing something. It's put in almost 2 amp hours today. That's alright for the kind of day we're having. It was snowing this morning. Okay, and this right here. Take my power tools off it. I still have all of these batteries. As you can see, there is more power on the floor, sitting on the floor, than I have on my wall. So when we move to the new house, that's going to be priority. That's going to be going up, and I'm going to be putting a lot more solar on here. I'm going to be putting all 4 of those charge controllers and hopefully about 1,000 watts of solar panels. So we'll actually be able to use this, and then that's going to get a workout because that's going to be used a lot. Maybe it's going to blow again. I don't know. What else do I have? I consider these part of my systems. It's part of my mobile systems. This is exactly what it says there. 12.6 volts max, 120 amp hours. This has pretty much a bunch of RC LiPo batteries inside with a BMS and a charger and a little monitor, all kinds of stuff. This thing has, I made this a while ago. Amazing. This thing lasts so long, and it's pretty light. It's probably about 35 pounds. I only put a 300 watt inverter on it because I got this one for a really good deal, and this works down to a lower voltage. And then my other one, this is 140 amp hours because I took 2 parrots and put it into one. Still working awesome. Love this thing. Recommend it. Even for $400, it's still a good deal compared to Gold, Zero, and all that crap that you pay for $1,200, $1,300, which is nuts. This thing's a lot lower quality. It'll probably break easier, but just the battery inside it itself is worth around that same price. So can't go wrong, I think. Still have. Someone was asking the other day. Still have the. It's a 12.6 volt. 35 amp hour lithium battery. I kind of dropped this because I just started going with the higher voltage instead. So that, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I might take it apart and use the individual cells for something. But yeah, I'm not going to hook that up to an inverter. Kind of lost interest there. And yeah, this is just my cool stuff drawer. I got a bunch more of these buck converters. The so-called 1500 watts, that's really only like 300 or 400 watts max. I think more like 300, I don't know. And yeah, lots of stuff. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Probably just me mumbling too much.